Clicking play in the Steam menu will open the Hoi4 launcher. In the launcher, you can enable any DLCs or mods you might have, but that's all beyond the scope of this video. Simply click the play button, and it'll launch the game. After the game loads, you'll be popped into the main menu. From there, click Single Player, New Game, and select your start date, and then select Scenario. This opens the Select Country menu. All of the nations in this menu have focus trees, but if you would like to select a different nation, click Other Countries, then click Select Country. This opens the world map, from which you could select any nation by clicking on them. After selecting your country, you can choose the difficulty and whether to enable Iron Man mode or not, and historical AI focuses. Iron Man mode prevents hard saving mid-game and loading back saves, which means you cannot reverse mistakes. Achievements can also only be earned only in Iron Man mode. Once you've decided all this, click Start. Once loaded in, there are several tasks that need to get done, indicated by these pop-ups here at the top of your screen. We'll go through these one at a time, starting first with research. You'll want to immediately start researching your first technologies, so assign your research slots. I recommend researching the first computing technology and the first construction technology right off the bat to maximize the effect they have on your game. Once the research is completed, make sure to start researching another technology. Let's look at construction next. 9 out of 10 times, you want to start building civilian factories at the very start of your game. Make sure to build in the provinces with the highest infrastructure construction bonus, indicated by this colored percentage here. In some cases, it's worth building infrastructure instead at the very start of your game, but just be sure to be building something at all times. You can also queue construction to ensure your factories are never idle. Next, if your nation has free dockyards or military factories, you can assign your idle factories by creating new lines or by simply adding factories to existing lines. This next pop-up you can choose to ignore or not. Hovering over the missing equipment production pop-up shows you what equipment your Air Force or Army needs to reinforce itself. If you don't care to have a certain kind of equipment for your armies or a certain kind of plane for your Air Force, then you can just choose to ignore this outright. Right-clicking any of these pop-ups dismisses them, but just be careful when you do that because they will not pop up again. Next, let's select your national focus. Clicking the pop-up will bring you to the focus tree menu, which you can otherwise access by clicking the flag in the top left and then clicking here. Read the effects of each focus by hovering over it or clicking on it, and then click the start button once you've chosen which focus you want to do. The next pop-up is another one you can choose to ignore if you would like. If you know you will not have the manpower or the equipment to train new units, then just don't worry about the pop-up at all. You could just leave the queue blank, and then the pop-up will come back. Next, we need to assign our units to armies. Clicking the Unassigned Divisions button will select one unit, but holding Shift and then clicking will select them all. Next, just click the portrait at the bottom of the screen to assign them to an army. I've already made a dedicated video as to all the controls you need to know to organize your forces, so if you want to learn more about that, just go watch that video. The last pop-up is to tell you you have available decisions. Clicking on it opens the decisions menu. This is another pop-up you can choose to ignore if you decide you don't want to do any of the decisions available. Now that all of your pop-ups are dealt with, you can start the game. To unpause the game, you can either click space or click this clock here, like so. And then to increase the speed, you can press the plus button, and later if you want to decrease the speed, you can click the minus button. So that's everything you have to do to get your campaign off to a good start. Make sure to stay organized by remembering to continue to do these tasks as needed throughout the game. If you want to learn more, there's a link to a playlist with all of my tutorials for beginners in the description, as well as in a card at the end. But anyways, good luck, have fun, and I hope you learned something.